Greetings, Agent DJ here. Today, our mission, should you choose to accept it, save R.O.D from his tragic ending, from turning into seafoam or disappearing in front of Lucette. Will undoing the course correction of warning Emmeline first about Varg, would it be able enough to choose the course correct to save R.O.D's life? Or is he forever doomed to turn into seafoam on Lucette's 18th birthday? And what will we do with the Tenant Ballroom? Will we be able to stop Sir Mithros? Find out here. Let's do it. My sunglasses landed in the bowl! But yeah, hey peeps, DJ MK here. Of course, I was not going to leave it there. I was going to find some way to get the good ending. Because that depressed me. But I know, thankfully, I know where to course correct this time. So, fingers crossed, we get this right. So, I gotta inject the siphon again. Yeah, good God, that was a painful ending. Really painful. Oh gosh. Oh, but anyway, we are going to make this right. And I know precisely where to course correct. So, we can't do it this late in the game. We're gonna have to do it at the throne room back here. That's the earliest we can do. I think that would make the most influential decision here, is right here. So, Chapter 8. Oh, well, unlock the fast forward feature. For convenience in your future playthroughs, the feature has been activated. With this, you'll be able to skip ahead to the choices you will have to make again, as well as unseen dialogue. It's just right here on the rightmost corner of the quick menu. Sweet. Okay. But anyway, we have time to warn someone about Varg when he's distracted. And we warned R.O.D the last time. It did not go far. So this time, we shall warn Emmeline about him. My attention is quickly drawn to where Emmeline is moving between groups of people, introducing herself and making light conversation. I know this will be frowned upon, but Emmeline's safety must come first. I make my way over to Emmeline and curtsy just off to the side, trying to draw as little attention to myself as possible. Which so far this set, you've been kind of feeling in that department. Princess Emmeline, may I have a word? Emmeline is clearly shocked at my intrusion, but she masks it well. Excuse me, it appears my maid has something for me. I draw close to the walls where the crowd blocks us from view. I wasn't expecting you to be here, Lucette. Not that I mind, but won't you get into trouble? There's no time for that. I take her hand in mine and look at her somberly. Because then again, we gotta encourage the friendship between Lucette and Emmeline, so this actually works out pretty well here. You have to watch out for this man in a mask. Cyril Castor brought him to the ball. Why should I be worried then? I cannot exactly tell that I think he's a witch right now. There are too many people looking. Just please be wary of him. I'm sure there's nothing to be worried about from anyone here, Lucette, especially if Cyril Castor's involved. On the contrary, if Cyril Castor's involved, I'll also recommend staying on your guard, Emmeline. R.O.D? I turn in shock to see R.O.D suddenly standing beside me. You should trust Lucette. Excuse me? I jump back at the sound of Varg's voice. R.O.D takes a step forward and places his hands on my shoulders to steady me. I don't believe you've been introduced. Varg looks at me for a few moments, but I say nothing. He eventually turns to Emmeline, a wolfish smile on his face. My name is Varg, and you must be Princess Emmeline. The tales of your beauty did not do you justice. Emmeline flushes as Varg reaches for her hand. He presses a kiss to the back of it, still grinning. I can feel R.O.D tense behind me. May I have the first dance? Emmeline bites down on her lower lip as she stares at him. I become acutely aware of just how quiet the throne room has become. She cannot refuse him with so many people watching her. I feel sick, but cannot bring myself to say anything more as Emmeline puts her hand in Varg's. I accept, Lord Varg. The moment Emmeline makes her way to the center of the dance floor, A man signals to the band and the musicians start playing. This feels... It's the exact same thing! Darn it! Okay, how about we fast forward to, like, where we... Yeah, Let's see. Let's say there's a change in dialogue at most, for the most part. Let's see. Double doors. Shoot, it looks like it's, unfortunately, the exactly the same. So, how about we fast forward... Okay. Can't really say. Okay. Here's another difference in dialogue here. I think I will, to change it up a bit more, I'll also say my relationship with Prince R.O.D. Okay, that's the letter. Well, I think this time we're going to actually state our relationship quite plainly and see what happens. A friend, you say? Is that what he really is? Yes. Oh, the disgruntled look on Prince R.O.D's face says otherwise. I wonder why. If you don't cease talking right this instant, I'll allow the night to scorch you out. Of course. I apologize for my rude behavior, Your Highness. Okay, exactly the same, pretty much. Oh shoot, wait. Okay, exactly the same. Wait, what? Oh, that's the magic spell, right? So let's fast forward to the next decision. Okay, so we changed two things, but I think most importantly, I think the one thing we missed out on was the asking him didn't give us the complete truth. It gave us some stuff, but it didn't give us the complete truth. So I think confronting him will be the part that maybe we'll get the most out of him, and that might give us just enough that we can help him out. Let's see what happens. Is this how you really want things to end? What are you talking about? Have you ever thought about what your family will feel after they find out you lied about your curse? You're going to die when Gyorka gets married tomorrow, right? Am I right? That's when you told me there was nothing I could do to help you break your curse. Because there really is nothing you can do for me. Gyorka will never return my love. I already accepted my fate a long time ago. Lady Parfait was the only one who insisted I find another way to break my curse. Because she refuses to give up on you. And I will not give up on you either. I find wherever another way to break my... Okay, it's the exact same thing. Shoot! So it just added more dialogue to it. So, but let's see if anything... Is there anything else we could do here? Okay, here's another change. Really sorry what I did earlier. I apologize to him too, but I'm gonna say, considering how much of a burden he's been carrying, I'm gonna say you don't have to. I know you did not intend to do that in the first place. The truth is, I actually... He trails off and averts his eyes slowly to the floor. Suffice it to say, I'm not supposed to feel this way about you. Oh my god! Oh. What exactly are you feeling? Say it, man! Say it! R.O.D flushed his deep breath before turning away. Okay, we're making some progress now. Okay, good. Okay. Don't ask me such an embarrassing question. The hovering silence becomes more pronounced as we both stop talking. You said you want to talk something that's really perfect. Okay, yeah, that's the same. Delora, Mithros doing his jerkish routine. Oops. Told me a valuable item. Okay, Dolores here again. Okay. So, okay, here's another decision. I just forgot about this one. Him asking, are you alright? It cut the conversation way too early. Whereas saying, how was the wedding, like, buy us some time. Let's see what he says with this. I quickly put my hand over my mouth after I asked the question. R.O.D just saw the person he loves getting married today. I already know how he feels. I apologize, I should not have asked that. R.O.D looks at me, surprised. Okay, it's Blaster time! Good. Okay, we're doing good so far. But this could make a huge difference. Let's see what happens. Then, to my shock, he starts chuckling. Oh, why are you laughing? Looks like a criminal caught in the act of a crime. I apologize for trying to be sensitive, Your Highness. Without realizing it, I smiled back at him. It looks like R.O.D has finally learned to converse with me normally. I hope this will not be the last time I see him smile like this. I'm tired, Lucette. I will now retire for the night. R.O.D looks at me again and smiles. Okay, good! Something changed! We're gonna get a good ending this time! Okay, I feel good. Good night, Lucette. Without waiting for my answer, R.O.D begins to walk away. A strange heaviness hangs in my chest. Please don't be the last time! Oh, please tell me. Please don't tell me that like those last few words are not gonna make a difference. Oh God, I'm so nervous. Varg, I want to see your face right now. Chapter 10. I have to go further back, don't I? Shoot! Oh God, no. No! Please don't tell me. Dang it! I really do have to go further back! Darn it! No! No! Darn it! Are you kidding me? Ah! Ah! Dang you, Mithros! Okay. We're gonna have to go way further back then. Cause that did nothing. So, warning, neither R.O.D nor Emmeline did nothing. It just did nothing. We have to go further back in the chapter. Let's see. Pleading with him. Tell him off. Ah, how are we supposed to get this good ending? Or, what if Really, the only other way we could probably change the entire fate of the situation is if we told him about Sir Alcaster sooner, like I originally intended. That's really the only way I could think of fixing this. Because then he would back me up. So... just, my goodness. I mean, granted, he won't believe me at first, but I mean, at least it'll be something. That's really the only way I could think of that we could save the situation. So, we're just gonna have to pray that this one little sentence makes all the difference in saving Rod's life. So, we're gonna have to tell him now, and then hope this will be enough. Sir Alcaster knows that I'm the princess. Do you think he's the witch Laura was talking about? I whisper the words to him, and he responds by raising his eyebrows, looking surprised. What makes you say that? It isn't just because of the standoffish way he acts, is it? You don't believe me. Rod sighs. I never said that I didn't. It's just that we can't just blindly accuse anyone without any real proof. But then it would put the focus more on finding proof about Sir Alcaster and maybe in turn saving Fritz. So this one thing might actually work in our favor. I hope this makes a difference. Here we go. Rod stares at me for a few moments, then closes his eyes, his eyebrows slightly furrowed with thought. Sir Fitzgerald also remembers who you are. I don't want to be suspicious of Fritz, but I don't think blindly trusting him would be right either, given these circumstances. You need to stay vigilant around him. If anything happens, you can come talk to me about it. You're worried about me? Rod averts his gaze from me. Of course I am. Wow, you're actually being honest. Different route, here we go. Okay. What? Rod glares at Seppi before pinching his cheek. Anyway, I must leave now. I have a dance to practice for. Dance? But you already know how to... Okay. You know what? Let's fast forward through this portion. You know what? Let's have some fun since we're doing doing a tale of changing routes. How about we blunt and say, I'm sure I'm a better dancer than you. Scowl on Rod's face deepens. I almost smirk. Maybe he is reluctant to show me, but Rod is also full of pride. He is reluctant to show me if I pose a challenge. He didn't even answer the question. And... are you underestimating my dancing? The others may have forgotten, but you still remember, do you not? I'm a princess, and must top with the kingdom's best instructor. I say the words with pride and notice Rod's lips twitch in response. It actually makes me feel accomplished to get under Rod's skin when he's usually the one getting under mine. This is fun. Having the best instructor does not automatically make you the best dancer. I am pretty confident with my own skills. Say what you want, but I refuse to believe you without any proof. I still say that I am a better dancer than you are. Rod steps forward and pulls me suddenly into his arms, taking me by surprise. He looks at me, clearly determined. Fine then, you'll have your proof. I'll make you swallow those words with this dance. We shall see. Okay. But about the same, really. Chapter 7. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's fast forward as fast. Okay, noblewomen. Okay, you know, the next one's gonna be Ophelia anyway, so... oh, wait. Don't tell him. Like... okay, so we did the last time we did tell him. This time we're gonna do not tell him, because it's pointless. I mean, he said that rumors happen all the time. There's no point in fighting them, so do not tell him. It is nothing. If you tell me what happened, I'll have to assume that the noblewomen were telling the truth about you. Lucette has done nothing wrong. In fact, I think Lucette only did what you or Emmeline would have done had you heard the awful things these women were saying about your mother. What? She stood up with the queen when she didn't have to. Then why didn't you just say so? Would you have believed me? R.O.D traps his gaze from mine. You never gave me a chance to believe you, did you? Shoot! He would have believed me? How am I to know that? R.O.D's like a walking contradiction. R.O.D glanced up again, this time to look at Viorica. So, actually, yeah, Viorica actually spoke up this time, so that means... But these little things like the fact that we told him about Zorocaster earlier, and then now Viorica's stepping up for Lucette. Does this mean this might be another circumstance to turn things around? Let's see. We shouldn't keep you from returning home, Viorica. I'll take Lucette back to the palace. Viorica's eyes narrow. She looks ready to say something, but R.O.D has already reached out for my hand to pull me along behind him. Ooh, new dialogue. Sweet. Ooh, new music too. Sweet. Okay, we made a difference. We're officially on a new path, ladies and gents. And non-binary unicorns. Anyway, when we were out of sight of Viorica's shop, R.O.D stops, releasing my hand as he turns to face me. Did you really think I would refuse to believe you if you told me the truth? You never liked me. You have no reason to believe me. R.O.D sighs, running a hand through his hair. I told you I would help you break your curse, right? That offer alone should be enough for you to know that I... R.O.D turns away, suddenly looking embarrassed. That I don't dislike you anymore. Hey! Yes! Ooh! You expected me to just assume that? How would I know unless you made that absolutely clear? Well, I'm making it clear now. I understand. Anyway, thank you for standing up for my mother. It seems like you don't require my assistance in breaking your curse after all. He gestures to my necklace. Congratulations on your second good deed, Lucette. Oh yeah! He never said that in the first one, so we're on the right track, actually. Okay, good. Okay. Suddenly tongue-tied, I find myself looking everywhere but at R.O.D. When I've once again gathered my senses, I turn to the road. My eyes narrow as I recognize the path we were on. Okay, it's about the same here. On the way back to the palace, going to march-in. Okay, here's another decision here. I wasn't able to say so earlier because we were out in public, but you should know just how much danger you're in now, and you thought it was okay to go around on your own? It's my day off today, and it's not unreasonable for me to want time for myself. Time to yourself. Don't you understand the meaning of be careful? Why would you do something as foolish as going out into town alone? I cannot help but bristle at his tone. Why are you so angry? Because you're... R.O.D trails off and looks away. Because you're family. So you're finally acknowledging me as family. I notice his cheeks turning red. To be honest, you're less than a family member and more just... important. Important? Because of all that you do for Emmeline. You're important to my sister. He looks uncomfortable as he says the words, but I cannot help but marvel at his embarrassment. Why is he so embarrassed? But R.O.D changes the topic as he turns away from me. Why were you with Viorica? I can only think of one reason you'd speak to her. My curse. You thought you'd find out about my curse through her? Okay, so that's the exact same dialogue. I think until we get to... I thought there was some sort of decision that I had to get to in the margin. Okay, no decision. Okay. I'd say explain the situation again. Okay, so I told him off the last time, but what happens if I say nothing? That's the next one we need to change. I feel appropriately tongue-tied when I come face to face with him. Let him make the first move. Let's see what happens. It's like that by telling me how awful result in some sort of altercation. That would not be good. What? I have better things to do than be gaped at. Rod turns away from me. I'm going to start dumbly after him. Okay, basically it sped through. We went through either. Okay. Okay. New decision. We pleaded with him earlier. It got us enough to where we needed to go, but it just didn't give us enough. So, pleading with him did nothing. I mean, it did give us a lot, but I mean, it just didn't have enough, give us enough to go on. So this time, let's get angry with him, and maybe we'll finally get the crux of the matter. Let's see what happens. Rod's coldness grates at me, and I find myself snapping at him. What is wrong with you? Excuse me? All I'm doing is trying to help you break your curse, but you're acting as if my trying to help you will only make things worse. No, I'm only insisting that I do not need your help. We're partners, Rod. I know it doesn't seem to mean much to you, but it means something to me. I intentionally softened my tone when I realized that I've been shouting at him. You should let me help you. What for? Just because you somehow managed to get 2 deeds on your own doesn't mean you can help me at all, Lucette. Frustration courses through me as I clench my hands into fists. Why must he be so stubborn? He's so certain that I will not be able to help him at all? Okay, the Alcaster conversation. Oh, wait! Something new! Something new! Something new! There's something new! Yes! Yes! Okay, let's go back a little bit. Rod pauses for a moment, but I can tell from his pained expression that he will not speak. You're running out of time, Rod. My eyes flip between Sebi and Rod. What does that mean? Nothing. He turns away from me once again and starts walking away. Running away solves nothing, Rod. You're one to talk. Telling you about my curse won't change anything. The outcome will always be the same. Leave it alone, Lucette. It's for the best. Darn it! They are stubborn characters. Someone said to prepare the ball. Varg. Okay. Now I have time to warn someone about him while he's distracted. I mean, I've changed a number of circumstances around that it's quite possible that this could change in turn the outcome of this situation. Yes! Because I warned him about, whatchamacallit? Alcaster earlier. So, maybe talk with Emily. Okay, let's see. Warning Emily might make a difference, but warning Rod, since we told him about Alcaster first, make a difference. Probably make more of a difference though. Rod knows what we're thinking, but then Emmeline's the one that's immediately in danger. But then again, it's our job to stay with Emmeline, so let's see, fingers crossed, if seeing Emmeline would be just enough for Rod to step in and kind of confirm, hey, Alcaster's a bad guy. And then, during that confrontation scene later on, it's like, Rod comes in, it's like, I can personally attest to this. Kind of thing. Let's do it. Okay, just, I'm praying. Makes a difference. Trust the set. Varg, I hope you go down in flames. Okay. Okay, so Emily, no, Caster, and all this stuff. Let's see what happens. Okay, this ain't forever. Darn it, the fast forward didn't change. I still can't believe Sarah Castro did something like that, and so brazenly too. I wonder what happened to Sir Fitzgerald. Okay. It's exactly the same thing. Darn it. Let's see what happens to the fast forward. Yeah, exactly the same thing. Darn it. Okay. Let's try warning. Wait, no! No! Darn it! No! I saved over it! Shoot! I'm gonna have to reset all this. Darn it. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, crap. Gotta rewind. Come on, can I go back? Can I go back? I can't go back! No! I feel so terrible. Oh! Sir Mithros really speaking the truth. We asked him before, let's try confronting him this time. Okay. Wait, no, we did that before already. We didn't make a difference. Darn it. And let me guess, bad end again. Yep, bad end again. Ugh, I feel like I'm trying everything and it's just... God. And I made a mistake earlier. I saved over the file that I had that would have been the correct, that would have been the course correct. Ugh, God. So frustrating. So... that makes for like what, 3 bad ends? I'll just put like a Mario track over this. So let's do don't tell him. Fast forward. Explain. Okay, let's fast forward to the next part. Okay. Maybe telling him off was the one that's the one I was kind of a fan of, honestly. Okay. Fast forward again. The pleading with him was a pretty beautiful response. I'm gonna stick with that. Fast forward. Okay, so this is the part that I think will change everything. Because... Wait, did I do the part with R.O.D already? Let's see. Shoot! I did the save file too soon. Okay, hold on. Let's do that. And I am sorry. There's all this No. I learned from last time. Okay. Good God, there's a lot I have to redo now. But let's... Okay. Telling him off still, like, I like that one. Okay, let's see. Alright. Fast forwarded with him. I like the plead with him option. That was beautiful. Okay. Here's the part that I needed. So let's add this. And let's warn R.O.D this time. Because that's when everybody comes out. R.O.D frowns at me as he comes to stand in front of him. What? There's a man here called Varg. I think R.O.D brought him. R.O.D? Apparently Varg is the one that sues for Emmelane's hand. Okay. I did that. Something. Snaps fingers. Oh, gosh. Okay. Please tell me. Bad end, isn't it? Yeah! Ah, no matter what I do, everything's a bad end. Yeah, bad end. Okay. You know what? We're gonna have to go further back then. But honestly, I don't know what else I could do. The only thing I could think of is... Wait, what did I choose here? Okay, let's see. So let's load chapter 5. Let me see what I said back here. Right behind us. Let's see. Draggedy, draggedy, drag. There was a confrontation between... Okay, it looks like I didn't say anything with this version. So let's try actually saying something. So let's try something. I'm not. I've never. Okay, this is where I think this is how far back we really need to go to make a difference in the dialogue. Just man, I didn't think I was gonna have to go so far back, but hey, I've never been treated with such disrespect by Sir R.O.D. He's needlessly hostile toward me. R.O.D scoffs. Before, he was forced to show you respect because you were a princess. Now, because you're a commoner, he speaks to you as bluntly as he speaks to everyone else. That does not excuse his rude behavior. R.O.D shrugs. He's a lot like someone else that I know. He gives me a pointed look. He always finds a way to scold me somehow. I scowl at him before turning away. Okay. Let's fast forward to the next decision. See if it's anything different. What did I pick this time again? Oh, Grahola. I think it was talk with him? Yes, it was talk with him. I remember now. Next one. Okay, forward. I mentioned Elcaster the first time. Okay. And then tell him this time. Nope. Doesn't make a difference. I'm not here to judge you. Continue. Come on. I wish I had some Oreos right now. I'm sorry, guys. I know, it's like, I'm trying to find some way to change these decisions. It's just like, every single little thing I'm trying is just, it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. I went as far back as chapter 5. You know, I'm kind of tempted to try and see if, like, trying to dodge the rumors was enough to make a difference. I don't think it is. It's too small. Ugh. R.O.D. And still the same! Are you kidding me? We've been through another hour of this, and we're going through the exact same path. Are you kidding me? We tried so many changes with Chapter 5. We tried so many changes with Chapter 7 and 8. Anything that we felt critical. Just, how do we get to a good ending? Seriously, it's like, it's gonna bother me all day. It's gonna bother me for a while. You know what? As much as I don't want to, I'm gonna have to use a walkthrough because I'm tired. I don't want to try doing this repeatedly. What are we supposed to do? Route tips? Let's see. What? This is so specific. Oh my gosh. So I made a mistake, like, back in, apparently according to this guide, I made a mistake back in, let me see, Chapter 3. I made the biggest mistake back in Chapter 3. What? Oh my gosh, I picked so many bad options. Just, why? Come on. So, apparently, we have to go all the way back to Chapter 3. So, like, this point in Chapter 3. That's where I went wrong, apparently. Okay, so out of all the questions that I answered correctly, I only answered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 correct choices, like, at least with my first run. So I made so many wrong decisions. So apparently, with this question, I was actually supposed to answer him. So it was the, let me see what it was. What was his phrase here? What are you doing here? And we have to answer him honestly. Well, which I did already, but I mean, so that's the first correct answer. The second correct answer, apparently, is, does she even want me here? Which is go out. The answer was go outside, like I originally, which I originally did. Fast forward. And then the next answer I was supposed to do, which is new, is why do you want me out of the palace? The further away you are from my family, the better. I glare at him. Your reaction is completely unwarranted. I'm trying to make up for what I've done in the past. Only because you're being forced to. Why should that make any difference? Besides, I'm still willing to help you break your curse, even though it appears you do not want to. And dialogue's pretty much the same from here, from what it looks like. So we're gonna switch to the next one. Okay. Oh, wait, what? Something changed. Okay, hold on. Let's do auto. Because Delora appearing there, that's new. Sorry, looks like Parfait wasn't in. She pauses and gives me a wry smile. Seems this partnership is going well. I throw my hands up in anger. He is infuriating! Not as helpful as you thought, huh? I was surprised you were asking for his help in the first place. All I've been doing today is following around Emmeline, and he still finds reason to snap at me. In his eyes, I can do nothing right, even though I'm making an honest effort to break my curse. Delora eyes me as he slides down into a chair. Has he told anything about his curse? Nothing useful. Delora sighs. Boys can be so secretive about the silliest things. Okay, that's what I was going to say. That's just one phrase that was changed. Okay, let's go to the next one. So, the next question is whether tell him off or stay silent. Apparently the correct answer was actually staying silent. I clench my fists and take a deep breath to try and calm myself. I will not stoop to his level. Which originally that's what I was going to do, but I didn't do it. He's the one being cruel here, not me. You shouldn't have stubbornly tried to carry something that's too heavy for you. I will not take responsibility if you get hurt. Rod, you shouldn't be angry with her for trying to help me. It was my fault for giving her something so heavy. Okay, so that's about the same from the last time, but that's just a couple of sentences. Okay, fast forward. So, the next question, like, even though, Lucette, is a skilled dancer, and, like, Emmeline's, like, kind of proud of the fact that she's a dancer, unfortunately, we have to stick with station protocol and actually refuse to dance. It's sad, but unfortunately that's what we have to do. Considering how aggressive the kingdom is, so it's refuse. Even if I do agree, I doubt Rob would even want to dance with me. You cannot learn how to dance by watching someone. You have to practice the steps yourself. But if you need a break, you could just say so, Em. No, really, I find it easier to learn through visuals. Sorry for making you uncomfortable, Lucette. Let's just continue our practice, Rod. Emmeline smiles at me, but it's obvious that she looks more disheartened now. Rod looks at his sister before shaking his head. He turns to walk toward me. Okay, I get why they're doing this now. It's to kind of give, in this case, the reason why Lucette refuses, because like it's kind of in some ways giving Rod more initiative to make the action himself rather than... That's kind of frustrating, though, because it's like, Lucette is very much... I mean, it's like, the only way you can win with Lucette with this route is to basically just deny everything about being a crown princess down to any agency that she has. So literally, she's refusing agency at every turn in order to be able to succeed. That is very contradictory to me. That's frustrating. Which I'm kind of not a fan of. I'm kind of not a fan of this route for, because it was a lot more. It was way more fun with her taking more initiative, because then it felt like that bond was way more genuine. But anyway, he turns to walk toward me. He holds out his hand. Would you dance with me? What? Mott leans closer to me and speaks in a low voice. Play along. This is just for Emmeline. He's actually curious about your dancing, princess. I'm surprised when Sebby suddenly whispers to me. I could tell it was Sebby by the change in the pitch of the voice. Oops. Sorry, Rod. Rod glares at Sebby before looking at me again. Well? I shift my gaze to Emmeline, who is practically beaming. I sigh and take Rod's hand. I know Emmeline does not like treating me as a maid, but this is a little too much. Fine. Just this once. And then it's pretty much exactly the same from here. So, next decision. So, I was correct here in saying give her the correct answers. And I was kind of wrong. I was kind of wrong when I said, like, depends on the station. Like, you really do need to know every single bit of your silverware, otherwise you can't set it up properly. And I was also correct by saying I'm fine the first time. So... at least for the first playthrough. So let's see what happens. So the next one is either talk with him or stay with him. And I think I said talk with him the first time, so I'm going to say stay with him and see what happens. Yeah, it was talk with him the first time. I could tell by R.O.D's stiff posture that anything I say to him will fall on deaf ears, so I moved to stand next to him instead. I leaned against the wall with him. What are you doing? Keeping you company? R.O.D raises an eyebrow at me. Since when have you ever liked my company? Well, I'd rather be here than stay inside the toy shop and listen to Emmeline and Viorica talk. So you're not here to try and get me to talk? Well, it's not as if you would answer any of my questions. I've tried forcing you to talk and know how ineffective it is. But I will be here if you do want to talk. R.O.D eyes me suspiciously. Since when did you start listening to others? When you're the personal maid of someone who enjoys talking, you learn to listen. Emily has been happy here these past few months. I hate to admit it, but it seems to be because of you. Are you actually praising me? Yeah, he is! R.O.D looks away, his cheeks tinted pink. Think whatever you like. I do not know why, but for some reason I'm happy that R.O.D gave me a compliment. Okay, so... to waltz. Waltzing Matilda. Okay, next choice. So the next one we need to pick. What do you mean by that? In actuality, I knew this one because the what do you mean by that is like it's a joke response. So in reality, it's supposed to be you're not doing a very good job. Sebby sighs.
How could I not when R.O.D here is thinking too loudly? It makes my head ache.
You get headaches?
That's not the point. The point is that when he thinks on something too long, his head becomes cloudy and really full like it's going to explode. So I gotta explain for him. He's not good at expressing his thoughts, so I...
R.O.D cuts Sebby off a peach, pinching his cheeks.
Ow, ow, ow! Okay, I'll stop talking now.
I mean, it's kind of adorable. But I like the latter choice better, but anyway. Skip to the next one. So the next one, it was actually supposed to be compliment him, not thank him. Which I originally was going to do, but I ended up picking thank him. So, I still like the response for that, so I'm going to have to compliment him. Who would have thought you were actually capable of being nice? What? Was that supposed to be a compliment? Yes. You're always so grumpy. I don't even think I've seen a genuine smile on your face before. I can say the same for you. Birds of a feather flock together, then. R.O.D stares at me, dumbfounded. I can't help but smile a little at his expression. Do you really dislike the fact that we are so similar? R.O.D is still staring at me, wide-eyed. You just smiled. I did not!
R.O.D thinks your smile is pretty.
I do not!
You two really are the same.
I take a deep breath to calm the erratic beating of my heart. Oh man, this is pretty exciting though, I will say this much. Okay. Why do you refuse to break it, R.O.D? Indeed. There must be a third way then. Considering that Sebby really is, like, I kind of suspected it already, but Sebby in this case is based on the Disney princess version of The Little Mermaid. So there's got to be a third option that he never considered, that maybe just doesn't exist in this universe. But anyway, so the third one is, would he believe me if I told him? And the correct answer, which I did, was tell him. The first correction that I did, which was correct, was telling him. So then, next one. The better answer than you response was the correct one. Which kind of makes sense because, like, Rod and Lucette are surprisingly pretty similar. And the next one is do not tell him, which was the correct response. That second correction was the correct response. And then Ophelia, so explain the situation was correct. I already knew that was correct from the get-go, considering Ophelia's first reaction. And then the next one was tell my first behavior, so my first option was correct. Again. So the next one was plead with him, so that one was correct. Warning Emmeline was correct. And then not giving Vard the dignity of a response was correct. And then finally, confronting him. You don't have to apologize. And oh, this changed. Okay, let's see what happened earlier. Okay, so this is one piece of dialogue that changed. But it's getting late. You should go get some rest. The moment he says his words, he realizes he's correct. My eyelids are heavy. You're right. I think I shall take my leave. Okay. I'm about to leave when Rod suddenly grabs my hand. I turn to face him. Lucette? This is the first time I've heard him say my name so warmly. I just want to... I can almost hear my heartbeat ringing in my ears as I stare at him with anticipation, but Rod says nothing else. Rod eventually releases my hand with a shake of his head. It's nothing. Why? Dang it, Rod! Why do you torture me so much? I can't help but feel dejected. Good night, Lucette. He still smiles, though, at the end. And finally, the final decision that seals it is, how was the wedding? And this time, I'll read it all the way through, since now we have practically guaranteed that this is the good ending. Here we go. Rod just saw the person he loves getting married today. I already know how he feels. I apologize. I should not have asked that. Rod looks at me surprised. Then to my shock, he starts chuckling. Why are you laughing? He looks like a criminal caught in the act of a crime. I apologize for being so sensitive, Your Highness. Without realizing it, I smile back at him. It looks like Rod has finally learned to converse with me normally. I hope this will not be the last time I see him smile like this. I'm tired, Lucette. I will now retire for the night. Rod looks at me again and smiles. Good night, Lucette. Without waiting for my answer, Rod begins to walk away. I glance down at the book in my hands, then slowly open up to the last page of the Little Mermaid fairy tale. I start reading from the section where the mermaid's sisters explain how to get her fins back. Take this knife. Before the sun rises, you must plunge it into the heart of the prince, and you will be a mermaid once again. The book falls from my hands and collapses to the floor. I stare at it, dumbfounded. Wait, this means Rod needs to kill Viorica? And the item that Sir Mithros mentioned earlier, could it be the knife? I need to find him. I turn and start running in the direction of Rod's room in hopes that I will still be able to catch Sir Mithros there. When I come to the end of the hallway, however, it's not Mithros who stands by Rod's door. Emmeline? Emmeline is slowly walking in the direction of the throne room. Her movements seem oddly mechanical. I rush toward her. Princess Emmeline, where are you going? Must go to R.O.D. Why is she going to the throne room? R.O.D is back in his room. My eyes catch on something that's shining in Emmeline's hand. My heart nearly stops when I see that it is a knife. Emmeline, what are you? If he kills this beloved with this blade, his curse will break and he won't die. It is as if she's in a trance. Is this Sir Mithros' doing? Is she under one of his spells? Emmeline, snap out of it! Emmeline starts walking again, ignoring me. When I try to approach her again, thinking to steal away the knife, a shadow suddenly comes to stand between us. Varg loops in front of me, smirking. Where did you come from? Let me through, Varg. No can do, princess. Don't you want to save the prince? I look at Emmeline, who has not even turned to glance at us. I glare at Varg, who is still standing in my way, grinning. Step aside, Varg. Ah, feisty. You are a far more interesting princess than your stepsister. I try to sidestep, but Varg follows my motions. I try again and again, but he just thwarts my progress. He holds my hands up in the air, eyebrows raised. Tell me, what would you do if I did let you go? Would you stop me from killing the girl? Rob would never kill her. He would never do anything to harm the person he loves. He has refused to do it, and he has no reason to do it now. Varg is silent for a few moments as he considers. Interesting. He steps aside and bows. Go ahead then. You are letting me go? I like to see this play end as it may, without any strings attached. And here we go, peeps. Chapter 10, The Mermaid's Voice. I stop in my tracks when I see Sir Mithros standing just in front of the main door to the throne room. He looks at me expectantly as I approach. Sir Mithros? Good evening, Your Highness. Such a lovely night tonight, isn't it? Only half an hour left before you will turn 18. Do not forget our deal, Princess. Come midnight, I'll be requesting your aid in exchange for helping the prince break his curse. I clench my hands into tight fists. Helping the prince break his curse? R.O.D killing someone is not what I wanted. Sir Mithros puts a finger to his lips. You wouldn't want to attract the attention of the knights, would you? There would be quite a bit of explaining to do then. I glare at him and take a deep breath and lower my voice. You did not tell me that breaking R.O.D's curse meant killing someone. Oh? But I'm only honoring my end of the deal. Perhaps you should have done your research before agreeing. The grin on his lips never wavers, but I could see the amusement in his eyes. I've relied entirely on the story Emmeline told me, and that was my biggest mistake. I should have read the full fairy tale. But now it seems you finally know the full story of the prince's fairy tale, To break his curse, Prince R.O.D must kill his beloved with the life his sister has brought him, just like in the fairy tale. Sir Mithros continues to smile at me. I realize that he's speaking slowly, like one might speak to a child. So condescending. No. Wait. I start to realize that Sir Mithros is purposely drawing out this conversation to stall me. I need to go. Mithros does not stop me when I slide past him to open the doors to the throne room. The first thing I saw when I entered the throne room is R.O.D. He is standing in the middle of the area with Emmeline in his arms. Is she alright? R.O.D gently places Emmeline on the throne. He leans down to look more closely at her sleeping face, then reaches down to take the object in her hand before he faces me. I can see the metallic glimmer in his hand, and note that he is holding the knife Emmeline brought with her. Where did she even get this knife? He pauses to stare at it, then turns suddenly, eyes widening at some sight in another part of the room. I follow his gaze to the corner of the room, where Viorica floats in midair. Her eyes are closed and her hands clasped, as if she is just sleeping. Viorica, but how? Such a pleasant surprise, isn't it? Sir Mithros walks into the room with his hands clasped behind his back. You! Good evening, Your Highness. Is this your doing? Sir Mithros just smiles at him pleasantly. Ron only glares back at him. Guards! Sir Mithros clicks his tongue and charcoals. My apologies, Your Highness, but no one will be able to hear you no matter how loud you shout. Not even your witch friend will hear anything through my magic. He knows Delora is here. I'll glance around the room and notice that Sir Mithros has created his silent green barrier. This is the same magic he used yesterday. Now, let us get back to the matter at hand. You're running out of time, Prince Rod. It would be a shame to see you perish here after the princess went through the trouble of asking me to save your life. Lucette, what is he talking about? The princess didn't want you to die, so she asked me to help break your curse. Sir Mithros spreads his arms, gesturing toward both Emmeline and Viorica. And so I've been kind enough to set the stage and gather its actors for what I hope to be a wonderful finale. I can't help but wonder how this fairy tale will end. Why would you do this, Lucette? I didn't know I meant killing Viorica, I swear. This is why I came here, to stop you. I told you so many times there was nothing you could do to help me, and yet you still refused to listen to me. Because I refuse to let you die. Can't you see that you're important to me, Rod? Oh my, what a scandal. Lucette? I turned to Sir Mithros and stared daggers at him. I asked you to help Rod. Why did you have to involve Emmeline in this? It was a necessary requirement that the princess be the one to give him the knife, Your Highness. It was, after all, the mermaid's sister that brought her the knife to kill her beloved. So that's how she knew about all of this. She came here crying and begging me to break my curse because she didn't want me to die. I almost wanted to do it. I could never kill someone. That is why I will always refuse to break my curse, even if I really want to live. Perhaps I miscalculated. Oh well, this can be remedied. Sir Mithros waves his hand. His fingers begin to glow subtly with magic. What are you... Rod! A faint green glow surrounds Rod as he doubles over. What are you doing to him? What I should have done to begin with. The witch who cursed him said he must do this of his own accord, but seeing as he refuses, I'm going to have to bend the rules slightly. Rod stands abruptly and begins walking toward Viorica. The knife in his hand glitters beneath the patches of scattered melee in the room. We could have easily gotten this ending with all the other choices I made! Come on! Why? Why did it take this much? Princess, he's going to kill Viorica! Stop this, Sir Mithros! Where's Delora when we need her? I've run toward Rod, wrapped my arms around his waist in an attempt to stop him, but whether with their magic or his own strength, he continues onward, and being dragged behind him. Rod, snap out of it! Rod! I must kill her. His gaze is so glassy and his words are so mechanical he sounds nothing like himself. No! Mithros, stop this! I'm ending our deal! My apologies, Your Highness, but not even I can dispel my magic once it has been casted. It will only fade of its own volition once what needs to be done has transpired. That, or perhaps, in the most unlikely circumstances, the prince will simply shake the spell himself. Though Mithros' words are apologetic, his expression is anything but. In fact, he looks amused by it all. Not so fast! There we go. A crimson ball of light rushes towards Mithros. He lifts his hand through the air, is barely able to conjure a shield to protect himself from Delora's magic. Delora! It wasn't exactly easy to find you all, especially with that silencing spell. Such a nuisance. That's not important. Help me stop Rod. Frost slowly appears beneath Rod's feet. It spreads up his legs, freezing him in place. I sigh of relief as I collapse onto the floor. My arms are sore with the effort of trying to hold Rod back. Mithros clicks his tongue as he faces Delora. I don't believe you were invited to this play, traitor. Light gathers around Mithros' hand. Moments later, he releases the energy toward her. Delora, in turn, conjures a barrier, successfully protecting herself from Mithros' magic. I always did fancy myself a party crasher. Still, to think you were alive this whole time? Myth. Myth? His real name is one of the 10 Barroom Bearer's servants. This person was my mother's servant? Allow me to correct you. I'm her only faithful servant. I'm nothing like the ungrateful bastard who betrayed her to the fairies. Who is he talking about? Well, whatever you're planning, forget about it. There's no way we're letting you get away with it. Oh, well, do try your best. But first, a reminder. I'm a superior witch here. Energy crackles in the air as sparks begin to form around his hand. This spell is taking longer than his other spells. I noticed Delora's worry moments before she's able to cast a shield on herself. This is not good. Mithros releases the bolts of lightning in Delora's direction. The impact causes both the shield and the ground to shudder. Delora! The smoke clears and miraculously, Delora stands unharmed. No sooner than a sigh escapes my lips than another frightening sound echoes across the room. There's a loud crack, and realizing that it's coming from Delora's shield. Everything after that happens in a blur. Delora is still trying to hold the shield up, and Mithros casts another spell at it. It shatters, and the magic seeps through and hits her directly. Delora! Really now? Have you forgotten the most important lesson in defense magic? Always conjure another shield after being hit by a powerful spell. Or, oh, I do apologize. Perhaps I did not give you enough time to cast another shield? How thoughtless of me. Delora lays on the floor, unmoving. Delora! I'm about to rush to her side when Mithros moves to stand in front of me with a malicious grin on his face. It would do you no good to be in denial, Princess. How could you? How could you hurt another witch? It is not a crime to destroy a traitor. He looks back at Delora with clear disdain. Then he sets his eyes back on me and raises his eyebrows. It's foolish of you to try to stop this. You wanted this, and I will not allow you to renege on our deal. The prince will break his curse, and you will help me. Help you? Yes, I went to great pains to make sure Alcastra kept you safe just so you can repay me. You said you made a deal with Alcastra to borrow the knight's assistance. What would I need the knight's assistance for, dear princess? I never needed the knights. I just needed Alcastra to keep you safe. I would have gotten it myself if I wasn't sure the king would eventually find me. So this whole time you were only trying to keep me safe? To use me? Use is such a simple, ugly word. Remember, I just want you to help me. Princess! I turn around and realize that Delora's spell on R.O.D has faded and that he's now only a few feet away from Viorica. R.O.D! I force myself to run toward him as fast as I can manage. I will not let you kill anyone. Go. What's that? Go. I don't know what I was supposed to do to stop him, so I do the first thing that comes to mind. Are you gonna step in front of him? Oh my gosh. I knew it. I put myself between R.O.D and Viorica just as he's about to plunge the knife into her. Princess! Oh, snap! My body's racked with pain the moment the blade sinks into my shoulder. Ah! I clutch to the floor and hold onto my injured shoulder. I can feel my blood seeping between my fingers. You fool! You could have easily been killed! I do not care. I love R.O.D and I would never let him do something that he would regret for the rest of his life. I cringe. Tears cloud my vision as the pain worsens. Lucette? I feel R.O.D's arms around me as he cradles me to his chest. I look up to him and see as his eyes are fixed on my bleeding shoulder. R.O.D looks at me with anguish. He grabs a handkerchief from his pocket and presses it to my shoulder. I can't believe I did this. I stare in shock as his lips move. Oh God! It's not Stebby speaking, but him. Because he never specified who he had to stab, because it never goes on beyond that point. He stabs somebody, it doesn't have to be his beloved. Boom! We found a loophole! Whee! your voice. You broke your curse. But how? A bright light envelops us, and for a few moments I have to close my eyes against its brightness. I reach out to grab my necklace, but it's gone. I open my eyes in panic, but the necklace is definitely not there. Lucette, the glass slippers. I glanced down to see a pair of smooth glass slippers on my feet. You broke your curse by breaking mine. I hear the sound of shattering glass and turn to see Mithros staring at a broken vial. What is that? Frost has begun to form at his feet and is now spreading up his legs. What is happening? Always have backup, as they say. Seems like you're the one who forgot the basics of combat. Never turn your back on an opponent unless you're sure they're dead. Your blood eagle does wonders and turn the tide of battle. I love you, Delora. Never change. Delora's now back on her feet and walking towards Mithros. She dusts off her dress as she moves. Delora is unharmed? You! But how? Did you really think I'd forget to conjure another shield? The frost has now made its way up to Mithros' neck. Inconceivable! A lowly witch like you could never cast as powerful of a spell. Delora gestures to the glass shards on the floor. That's where Parfai's new special potion comes in handy. It makes my magic more powerful. The second most basic lesson is to never underestimate your opponent. Looks like you were a terrible pupil. Mithros opens his mouth, or perhaps to scream. By the time he opens his mouth, the frost completely devoured him, leaving him nothing but an icy sculpture. Delora, Lucette is... Has her bleeding stopped? I think so. I cannot make about what they say after that. The world starts spinning, and everything starts to blur, so I close my eyes. I feel Delora's hand on my forehead. The warmth relaxes me somewhat. We got you, princess. Hang in there, Lucette. My body becomes heavier by the second as I lean my head against R.O.D's chest, and then I feel myself falling into never-ending darkness. When I open my eyes, the first thing I see is the soft rays of sunlight seeping through the window. I am in my own room? I attempt to sit up and cringe when I feel a sharp pain in my shoulder. I reach out to touch it, only to realize that it's been neatly bandaged. Despite the injury, my body feels oddly light, stronger than it even was before. I remember I placed myself in front of Yorika to stop R.O.D from hurting her. But where did this energy come from? The door opens and Emmeline walks in with a tray of food in her hands. She stops when I realize that I'm staring at her, and then he drops the tray and rushes to stand beside me. Lucette, you're finally awake. I was so worried about you. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. What are you talking about? It was mine, not yours. I remember bringing the knife to R.O.D, but I can't remember much of what happened before or after that. Just when I woke up in the throne room, I saw that you were bleeding in R.O.D's arms. I thought you were going to... The rest of Emmeline's words begin to break to pieces as she begins to cry. I'm so sorry. I'm forgetting about you. I made you work too hard when you were my personal maid, and... I shake my head with a sigh. It was not your fault that I was cursed, Emmeline. But... I looked at her tear-stained face. She was not at fault, and yet here she is crying. She really is a good person. I spread my arms. Lucette? I turned away suddenly embarrassed. You looked like you needed a hug. Emmeline stares at me for a few moments. I'm about to reconsider when I suddenly feel her arms around me. I'm so happy. I hug her back and stroke her hair. I cannot help but smile at the warmth that spreads to my chest. Thank you. Emmeline pulls back, her face full of concern. What? What will happen to you and R.O.D now? I saw how close the two of you got, and I saw how R.O.D looked at you last night. Wait, Last night? So today is my birthday and the day I become the bearer. Is that that's the reason I feel so strangely energized? Oh! Emmeline walks through one of the doll shelves and picks up the doll she had placed there 3 months ago. Happy birthday! I meant to give this to you earlier as a surprise before you were... cursed. Anyway, I know it's not as pretty as the other dolls from your collection, but I hope that you like it. It is beautiful. Thank you. I take the doll in my arms as he knocks on the door. Come in. The door opens and Rod steps inside. His eyes widen when he sees Emmeline. Em? Oh, I was just about to leave. Emmeline slides off my bed and heads for the door, but before she closes it, she turns to us once again. I know how complicated this will be for the both of you, but I want you to know that I will support you. So my lips are sealed. Emmeline winks before finally closing the door behind her. There's an awkward silence in the room before Rod approaches me and sits on the edge of the bed. How are you feeling? It still hurts, but I'll be fine. What's wrong? I am just not used to hearing your voice from your own lips. Oh. But I see you still have Stebby with you. I've grown too fond of him completely to set him aside. He's helped me through a lot. But I can't read his thoughts anymore. There's never any need for you to do that in the first place. Is that so? Rod shakes his head and sighs silently. So, what happened last night? How's it you were able to break your curse? You did not kill Viorica. In the original fairy tale, the Little Mermaid could retain her humanity only if the prince loved her back. Though it never happens in the fairy tale, it's still an element of her curse. But still, because the prince never fell in love with her, the only way for the mermaid to live was to kill him. I fell in love with you unknowingly, but you told me you loved me as well as last night. That broke my curse. So she literally had to vocalize the confession in order to break it? Oh my gosh! That's all she had to do? Was go swan princess on this ish? Whoa! I am so livid right now, but you know what? They got their happy ending. That's all I want. I feel my cheeks turn warm. Rod coughs, his own cheeks flushed. So, there you have it. The Little Mermaid never had a fairy tale ending. But I did. I never had to kill Viorica. But because my curse started with Viorica, I assumed it had to end with her too. It turns out the person I loved just needed to love me back. I was mistaken. I never needed to be Viorica. I see. We stare at each other for a few moments, the awkward silence returning. I change the subject as quickly as I can. What became of Sir Mithros? Delora brought him back to Lady Parfait. She is the one who will properly punish him. And what of Viorica? Delora returned to her home yesterday. She does not remember anything that happened. Everything is back to how it was then? You're back to being my stepbrother? I can't help but feel crestfallen at this truth. Blood binds, but so do sibling bonds. Rod and I can never have what either of us want. I don't want to forget these feelings I have for you, Lucette. If I'd never made that deal with the witch, then maybe we might have actually be able to be together. But had it not been cursed, our paths never would have crossed. I reached for Rod's hand. He wastes his fingers through mine with a small smile. I love you, Rod. I love you too. But Rod leans forward and kisses my cheek. I know. 1 month later. Ever since I broke my curse and become the new Tenebrarum bearer, I'm retraining to Parfait and Dolores so I can learn to control my newfound powers. I never wanted this responsibility, but it is a burden I was born into. It is necessary to help maintain the balance between light and dark that has been missing for so long. Now that I'm the new Tenebrarum bearer, Parfait wants the two of us to work together in maintaining that peace. I didn't wish to cause any pain or suffering to the people, especially the people whom I cherish. Sometimes, I still wonder what Cermithos wanted me to do for him, but that is not important anymore. I still have much to learn right now. As a new bearer, my priority is to get rid of the fairy tale curse once and for all. For the time being, everyone at the margin waits patiently for the day that I will learn to lift their curses. Since everything transpired, my relationship with Ophelia and Emmeline has improved. Emmeline is fond of calling me the best sister, even though I'm the only one she has. My relationship with the king, however, has yet to be mended. I'm doing my best to open up to him to give him a chance, but the efforts are slow going. I did not ask why he acted the way he did in the past, but I know that in order to move forward, I must let go of the past. It's finally time. I have been waiting for this all day. I head back into my room to change my dress into something less conspicuous. Afterwards, I head out into town and into the forest for my designated meeting. It's a relief that the king allows me to leave the palace on my own. I would not be able to come here with guards. What happened with Fritz, though? We never find out. Darn it. I guess me being a Tenebrarum bearer puts him at ease. If title reassures him and allows me to come out here on my own to meet R.O.D, then I'm not complaining. R.O.D still uses the secret passage he has always used to sneak out of the palace. Emily knows about our secret meetings and helps cover for our disappearances as necessary. It makes me happy that Emily approves of our relationship, that we do not have to keep it secret from absolutely everyone. At first, R.O.D and I both attempted to keep our distance without making it seem too obvious to everyone around us. Though, Ophelia seems to suspect something is going on between the two of us. She's not asked questions. Emily was not happy with our decision. She said she felt terrible that we would be forced to let go of something so precious on account of our titles. She was right. More than that, it was difficult for the two of us to deny our feelings for each other. In the end, we came up with a solution, even if it is temporary. We decided to secretly meet up in the forest for once in a while so we could be together without any pretenses. Even just for a little while. When I catch sight of R.O.D, I run toward him and throw my arms around his neck. I feel R.O.D snuggle his face into the crook of my neck. May I have this dance? This is too dumb. I take R.O.D's hand and begin dancing into a silent song. The first time I danced with him, it was to prove a point. It was when neither of us even liked each other. I remember this as I stare at him. What? Is there something on my face? I was just remembering how much you hated me back then, and now, here we are. Fate sure loves to toy with us. I smile at R.O.D. Just for a little longer. I'm gonna save this here, because that's just the most beautiful conclusion to a great story. I want to be by his side. I didn't know how long we could keep this up, but every day, I wish for the same thing. I wish I could live my life openly loving R.O.D. I wonder, would that dream ever be possible? And we finally got the good ending! Yay! Wish I could have fast forwarded to their wedding, but oh well. Like this, after so many tries, we finally did it. We finally did it. Got the good ending. So in the future, for future paths of this game, I'll probably do like an original first run, see where it turns out. Which, let's face it, 9 times out of 10 is going to hit the bad ending. So the next few, I'm going to have to protect. I'm going to just go through what I think will be the proper path, versus how, of course, Ren P is the visual novel engine, because I'm pretty familiar with it. But anyway, I'm gonna go with, like, the first version of what I think the ending would be, versus how it actually is programmed. But yeah, just what an end. Whew. This needs to be a screenshot of that. Oh my gosh. And thank you, Akire34. And all the Kickstarter backers who helped out with this, because such a good game. Thank you for making this game, Daisuke. And thank you so much for joining along with this journey with me, my friends. I'm definitely going to play the other pads in here too, because this is pretty fun. Yep, an achievement unlocked. Merman's voice. Excellent. So, the next time I start up Cinderella Phenomenon again, I will go back to the common route selection, and the next one, well, unfortunately, the two routes that I really wanted to do, Fritz and Karma, unfortunately, they're not available. So we've got Rumpel and there's one other character, but I forget. But anyway, but yeah, that's one ending done. As we can see, Rod showed up here, so that's 1 out of 5. Feels good that I finally got something done. Just good thing I got that good ending, because I know if I didn't do it, I would be having nightmares about it, because, man, that was so frustrating. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Since I'm using low latency on Twitch as well as YouTube, both places now have an archive of this episode. So if you wanted to do it from start to finish, unfortunately, the first 2 parts you're gonna have to watch back on YouTube, but from part 3 on afterwards, that's all on Twitch for the next 2 weeks. So, but I'm gonna probably upload a couple of copies too, so that way it's there for posterity. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. This is pretty awesome. So, if you want to check out the rest of my content, here's all my social media. My Twitter is the one I use the most, as well as Discord, and of course YouTube and Twitch. And I also have a blog and a radio show with what the proceeds from coffee will go towards. I also have these events that I'm going to later on this year with BlurCon in July and BCC in the BCC in September. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This is Agent DJ MK signing off this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Mission accomplished.